everybody, it's Jenny from the Missouri Star Quilt Company, and I've got a really fun project for you today. It's all based on striped fabric. Now, this idea has been out there a while. I mean, I've seen it several times, but recently a lady came to our retreat center and showed me again this striped fabric project, and I thought, oh my gosh, I've got to show you guys. It's just a great idea. So for the project behind us, the quilts that we're making today, we are using fawcett stripes for Westminster, and they're just gorgeous. It's just normal striped fabric, but the way you cut it and the way you set it, it's going to make quilts like these. And they're just beautiful. We get two blocks here. We get the square and the square block, and then we get the block that X's out like that. And so it's just really cool. We even have one over here. This is the denim blue, and oh, of course, you know I love blue, so it's just really fun. So to make this quilt, what you're going to need is 1 1/4 yards of striped fabric. And this is going to make you look at striped fabric completely different. So I just can't wait to show you this because it's really fun. So here is my 1 1/4 yard cut of this striped fabric. And what you're going to do is you're going to open it up, and you're going to really open it up. So we're going to open up our selvages. You're going to have one big piece right here like this. And you're going to fold it the opposite way. So now your selvages are on the sides. So let's do that. We're going to fold it right in half. Match up our cut edges. Now what you want to match here, what you really want to watch for is you want your stripes to be lined up exactly. So we are going to pull these over so these line up exactly. See how these are all coming together right here? Make sure they're lined up exactly. Just like that. We'll come forward just a little bit. And this takes a bit of work, but you know, the payout is great. And so then you're going to fold it again one more time. Again, you're going to make sure that all your stripes line up. So you can see right here, all my stripes. Just if this is over, just scoot it to make sure that it lines up nice and straight. You want to make sure they are nice and straight, and they line up all the way all the way across. All right, so this is the main, most important part, lining up your stripes. So remember, you're just going to open up your selvages and fold all my selvages are on the sides now. We're lining up our stripes, and now we're going to cut 10-inch squares. So I'm just going to take my ruler, and I'm going to trim off this selvage right here. And then I'm going to count over 10 right here. And let me count to make sure. Make sure you're lined up nice and straight. I was a little bit wonky there. So I'm going to straighten this out just a little bit. There we go. Clean that up. We're going to come over 10. And I'm going to count to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you're going to do that the whole length of your fabric. But then you're going to turn this and cut it into 10 again. We want a 10-inch square. So I'm going to come over here, make sure I'm lined up on the bottom. Trim off this fold right here. Count 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, right here. And you should have a nice square. So then what we're going to do is we're going to take this 10-inch square and we are going to cut it diagonally both directions, just like this. So now we cut it this way, and now we cut it this way. All righty. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to separate these apart just a little bit. And we are going to put a pin in each one of these. Each one of these is a block. So we put a pin in here, and we put a pin in here. One pin in each piece, keeping all 4 pieces together. All right, so you can actually do this to your whole piece of fabric. I mean, you just want to keep cutting those 10-inch blocks, as many as you can get. It's going to make a quilt that's about this size. This before the borders, it's about 35 inches. So it's not a great big quilt, but if you want it to be bigger, you just do another 1 1/4 yards of fabric. So then we're going to take these pieces, and I want you to watch what happens. So as we put these together, so right here, we're going to take these and we're going to take them out, and we're just going to start putting them together like this. Look at what's happening. We're just going from one to one to one, unfolding them, putting them out, and we have this awesome square in a square just from how we cut it. So then we're going to sew this one together, and I'm just going to lay them right sides together like this and go to the sewing machine and sew this together just a 1/4 of an inch, regular 1/4 of an inch, and I'm going to kind of look and make sure my stripes are still lined up, and they will be. So I have actually tried this with quite a few fabrics, because once you make one, it's so fun. You're like, I want to see what's going to happen. All right, so here's this one. I'm going to go ahead and sew together these two, but I'm going to lay this back out and make sure it's still right, because I picked it up, but I didn't remember where I was going. All right, that's good. All right, here we go. Line it up and sew a 1/4 of an inch. And then we're going to put these together just like this. And again, I'm going to make sure my stripes are pretty lined up. Because you're on the bias now, if they're not exact, like if you didn't get your fabric folded perfect, you can pretty much still make it work. But try to get that folding as good as you can. Lining up those stripes is the key element here. Alrighty, so now let's press this. Oh my gosh, they're so fun. It's like a little present. Every time you open them up, it's just like, oh my gosh, look at that. Alrighty, so there's our first block. Now, out of this stack of 4 that we pinned, you're going to have 2 blocks that look like that, and then 2 blocks that look this way. So let me show you this one, because this one is just as fun as well. All right, so here we go. We're going to put this. And so you want to watch, because all these should make a pattern. Here we go. One more and one more. So look at that. Isn't that awesome? You're going to get 2 completely different blocks out of your cut of fabric. And so out of each cut, you're going to have 2 that do this and 2 that do this. And so we're going to put this one together just like we did this one. So we're going to go ahead and sew these 2 and sew these 2 and then sew these together. And we're going to do that to all 4 of these. And then I'll meet you right back here. So now I've got all my blocks sewn, and you can see out of that one cut, I got 2 kind of crisscross blocks and 2 square in a square blocks, and they all look so different, but of course they're from the same fabric, so they're going to blend. So now we're ready to set them together, and you're just going to sew them right to each other like this. And so you're going to have your crisscross and your square and your crisscross and your square like this, and I'm going to set them here so you can see it a little better, so you see how they all go together. Because right here, the way these stripes line up, this makes a whole nother pattern. So let's take another look at these quilts behind us. This is the fabric that we're working on right here. And you can see I have 4 blocks across and I have 4 down. So 4 by 4, you're going to get 16 blocks total out of these. And look at all the different interesting patterns as you put it together. So I hope this helps you look at stripes in a whole new way. I mean, I just love stripes. The other thing I want to show you is that, Kay Fawcett, he has beautiful fabric. Well, on the backs of these stripes, we added some of his florals. And look at that dot, isn't that cute? And then look at this one. Isn't that gorgeous? I love combining his big florals with the stripes. It's really fun. Even this one has a gorgeous backing. Look how happy that is, and combined with the stripes, it's so pretty. So I hope this helps you look at stripes in a whole new way. This is really a great fun idea, and we hope you enjoyed this tutorial on the quartered stripes from the Missouri Star Quilt Company.